All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Bernard Hopkins obviously hating on Terence Crawford by telling him again, you ain't the man, it's somebody else. And it's an interesting conversation because Bernard Hopkins is somebody that really you can't argue too much about his opinion because he knows a whole lot about the subject, but it really is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. They want to spend a lot of time hating on Gervonta Davis. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Bernard Hopkins and what Bernard Hopkins had to say about Terence Crawford and who he said is a better all-around fighter than Terence Crawford. And that guy's name is Gervonta Tank Davis. And I've got to tell you, man, that Gervonta Davis has got to be one of the most underrated fighters in all of boxing, right along with Jermell Charlo, but way ahead of almost everybody else as a super underrated fighter. He is a guy that almost very few people, or not saying very few, actually a lot of people give him his credit, but a whole lot of boxing pundits on YouTube and on Twitter act like they don't know what they're looking at. That's the only way I can put that out there. But Bernard Hopkins sets the record straight, so I am more than happy to have that conversation. Before I do, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, so you can be notified when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much for all your support. It really is an absolutely wonderful blessing to the channel and myself that you guys come and talk boxing with me. Please leave comments in the comment section. I won't be able to get to all of them, obviously. However, if they're positive comments, man, and support, thank you. I would absolutely best get my comment to you. Super thanks are the easiest way for me to comment to you because it really sticks out and I can see it. But I appreciate you guys so much. Anyway, let's get into this because Bernard Hopkins says that Terence Crawford is not the best pound for pound fighter in the world. He don't believe it. He came out with the "I don't believe you, you need more people" line on Terence Crawford. Now, Terence Crawford right now is widely considered the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world. And he is #1 on my list. So let me get that straight right now. As you all are typing, "Oh, you're a hater, you're always hating." I got the guy as my '1 pound for pound fighter in the world. I've been having him as my '1 pound for pound for years. Only time I didn't have Terence Crawford there was when Terence Crawford when he went and fought David Avanesyan and jumped out of that Terence Crawford, that Errol Spence Jr. negotiation. And then even then I put him as an asterisk. I just asterisk, I got to move you over here, man. That was just such a move that was, nah, man, you should have fought that dude then, but whatever. That's bygones be bygones on that. He is the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world for me. He is not, though, for Bernard Hopkins. And Bernard Hopkins says the guy that's #1 for him is Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, when I hear Bernard Hopkins say that, it makes me think and go back to what I learned from the great Scrapbook Boxing. Shout out to Scrapbook Boxing. If you're not familiar with his YouTube channel, man, definitely go over there. Boxing historian, one of the best boxing historians you're going to run into. Very, very knowledgeable about boxing all the way back to the 1880s. Like just knows all the boxers, know who they fought. Excellent historian. When he talked about how do you judge the pound for pound, he said, look, man, the way that you're supposed to do it, and historically they used to do it, was they used to look at the 4 scoring criteria of boxing, and they would balance it out. They would say, and the 4 scoring criteria of boxing are clean, effective punching, effective aggression, defense, and ring generalship. Because that is how you score a boxing match. And oftentimes on my channel, when somebody wants to debate me about something, which you guys are all welcome to do, come to the live streams. They're morning live streams. Please come to the live streams and debate me about what you want. You probably gonna take an L. But every time somebody starts talking, I'll ask them this. I'll say, hey, man, can you tell me, how do you score a fight? How do you score a fight? And inevitably, they will say, well, it's the guy that hits the guy the most. Like, no, man, there's 4 scoring criteria boxing. Can you tell me the 4 scoring criteria? Well, I know you got to punch them, and then I know you don't want it. It's hit and don't get hit. No, it's a little bit more detailed than that, significantly more detailed than that, and significantly more nuanced than that. However, since that could give you a little bit of insight as to why people are so here, there, everywhere else about who is the pound for pound number 1 guy. So when you look at Terence Crawford and you look at Gervonta Davis and you look at them right now, who is better in the 4 scoring criteria of boxing? You have defense. They're about equal in defense. Ring generalship. They're about even in ring generalship. Effective aggression. They're about even in effective aggression. Clean and effective punching. Gervonta. You may say in defense, give Terence Crawford an advantage in defense, maybe. Slimly, I don't think so, though. But they're about the same in all of those, with Gervonta Davis being better in clean and effective punching. Now, the thing is, though, that he's not so much better in clean and effective punching to really do anything. But the why I have Terence Crawford there is because of the fact that because I've had Terence Crawford there before, and I haven't seen anything to put Gervonta Davis above him. They're both so good in all 4 of those areas. However, when people pshaw or dismiss Gervonta Davis, they say, who has he fought? Who has he fought? Who has he fought? But if you listen carefully to people that have criticized Terence Crawford, they say, who has he fought? Who has he fought? When has he fought them? All of those questions come up for both of those guys. Well, he beat Errol Spence. Yeah, but did he really beat the same Errol Spence? Right? Now, remember, this is from somebody that has Terence Crawford as number 1. So I'm giving him full credit for a lot of stuff that people aren't giving him full credit for. But when people use the argument against Gervonta, just remember the same argument may be used for Terence Crawford. He beat Kell Brook. When? He beat Amir Khan. So what? Who did he beat at 135? All of that who did he beat stuff is the problem with pound for pound, because you beat him. You know what I'm saying? The guy beat him. If I play 1-on-1 against LeBron James and he beats me 15-0, which he would do 15-0, right? If you're playing to 15 or you're playing to 11, it's going to be 11-0, right? If he plays Steph Curry, it may be 11-9. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at him and say, oh man, he says I'm the best basketball player. He said, well, who did you beat in number? You beat Fanon you beat the guy from Fanon International Boxing. Who did you beat? You know what I mean? Man, please. Or an NBA player coming into the league or first year NBA. Well, who did you win? What did you win? Oh, you just won a high school champion. The fact that he beat somebody does not mean that he can't fight. You know what I'm saying? Or that he's not good. It just means that he had everything he needed to beat that guy. So how can you use his victories against him? You can't do it. It doesn't work logically. So when Bernard Hopkins looks at these things, Bernard Hopkins looks at it with a subtle eye for all those different scoring criteria and what he thinks people can do in that ring. And it is nothing wrong whatsoever about thinking that Gervonta Davis very well may be the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world. Because first of all, the guy is a 126, 130 pounder. He's dominating everybody that he's fought. He fought a guy that went all the way up to 147 pounds and looked good in Mario Barrios. At 130 pounds, he beat a Hall of Famer. in Leo Santa Cruz, which for some reason people just completely discount. Beat a guy that was a very technical and tactical fighter in Hector Garcia, who also was very underrated. It's not a bad argument at all for him to be that. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.